Sergeants with Andy.
They put me here. Going for mine, and I didn't have
Send it
any
to
to
Jim for it.
write with. Call to order the November 7th Planning and Zoning Commission meeting for Columbia County. Commissioner Wilder will do the invocation, and Commissioner Futch will do the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand.
Dear Lord, we want to thank you for this day. We want to thank you for this community we live in and all the blessings you bestow upon us here in Columbia. We ask that you, for all our responders that are out there protecting us here, we ask that you count on us and do the best thing for all the parties that come before us and for
We have a quorum with 4 of 5 commissioners. Chairman Cox is not able to be with us. He's traveling. Need a vote on the previous minutes.
Chairman, I move that we approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
Second. All in favor? Previous minutes approved. Any changes to the agenda? Motion for the agenda?
Chairman, I make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor? All right. So before we begin, I'd like to take a moment to clarify that the Planning Commission is a recommending body to the Columbia County Board of Commissioners. The decisions made on rezoning and variance requests tonight will be forwarded to the Commissioners for final action on November 19th. The November 19th Commissioners meeting. If you wish to address the Board of Commissioners at their meeting, please see Jennifer Neal and to obtain a request to speak form. And in here, it's our job to collect as much information as possible and forward that information to the commissioners. We're a little less formal here. Give you a chance to speak. Obviously, there's not anything big on the agenda here, but if you get repetitive, obviously ask you to step down. So let's go to the first item on the agenda, is unfinished business. Item H1A1, Danielle?
Yes, sir. This is a concept plan for what was known as the Galloway Tract, later called Tillery Park, was tabled from the October 3rd meeting to allow the rezoning request that was concurrent with this to go before the Board of Commissioners. This was for the property off Baker Place Road. We're requesting a rezoning to PRD that was not approved, so staff is recommending disapproval of the concept plan since the zoning is not in place for it, and the applicant has requested to withdraw this concept plan.
So that, without going through the whole concept plan again, can we take a vote for that withdrawal?
Yes, sir.
So,
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we accept the withdrawal of the Tillery Tract concept plan.
second?
Second.
All in favor? Passes 4-0. All right, well, let's go to new business. We have 2A1, Aaron, massage operator's license for David Lee Withers.
We have a massage operator's license, David Witters II, doing business as David's Helping Hands. Applied for a massage operator's license for 101 Maple Drive as well as mobile massage. He meets all the qualifications, including holding a massage therapist license, and I recommend approval.
Is the applicant here?
Yes.
The applicant like to come forward and maybe give some more information? Would tell us your name and your address, please.
My name is David Lee Whiters II. I live on 1068 Bertram Road, Apartment C, Augusta, Georgia, 309.
Have any questions for Ms.? Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience in the industry, where you had business before, your license and so on?
Yes, sir. I went to Millermont Technical School and graduated there, got passed the NBLEX, and got my Georgia license and my South Carolina license. I've been working at Lisa's Therapeutic for 3 years since I've gotten my license. Here in Statesboro in North Augusta.
Anything else?
Now that I've done a few spa parties, but about it.
Breaking out on your own, starting your own business.
Slowly but surely. Very difficult, especially for a male in massage.
All right.
Put you on my prayer list.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, so you go to a motion.
Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve the massage operator's license for David Withers II, doing business as David's Helping Hand. Massage services at 101 Maple Drive and mobile massage services.
Second? All in favor? Passes 4-0. All right, the next on the item on the list is temporary use authorizations, 1 and 2. This for presented for information only. Mr. Butler?
All right, so the first one we have before us is 5,000 Riceboro Road. This is temporary use is authorized or approved on October 18th, 2019. This is for 14 temporary trailers during construction. It is on the GIW property. Here's the location of the property, again, on Riceboro Road. Currently the zoning again is M2. Here will be the site. This is actually where the trailers are going to be going on the site itself. And a site plan, you can see here, this is where the trailers are going to be on the site as well. Again, it actually had to go through a site plan review because it is 14 trailers and there is some land disturbance for it. You see here you have 7 trailers kind of put back to back for a total of 14 to create one large building. Staff did approve this on October 14th. The second one is at 6460 Yelton Road. Again, approved on October 14th as well. Temporary use for a storage building. This is a solar farm that we saw several months ago before you guys. And currently zoned S1 special. Location of the property, again, at Yelton and Browns Road. Current zoning is S1. Here will be the site. It looks a little different right now, but again, site plan here. This is where the trailer is placed on the property. Approved back on October 14th.
All right, thank you. Okay, going on to C1, conceptual plan for Cemetery Road. Ms. Bolte?
Yes, sir. This is a request for a concept plan approval off Cemetery Road. The parcel's 128 acres, currently zoned RA residential agriculture. Cemetery Road's off of Newmantown Road on the south side of Grovetown. There are no county utilities in this area. Don't see any utility connections on their existing site. They do have the creek running through the middle, so there are wetlands and floodplain associated with that. Their proposal currently is 41 lots. Each lot would have its own individual well and septic system under this plan. We are waiting on a soil survey to be complete to verify that the septic systems will work in this location with these lot sizes, particularly with the well requirement as well. And we are recommending to table this application until that's complete. The applicant does expect that that will be complete tomorrow or early next week. So the recommendation and the request from the applicant is to table to the 21st.
Questions for staff? Up to motion?
I'll make a motion that we table H2C1 conceptual plan for cemetery.
Second.
What date?
Second, you said.
21st.
Second still
Second.
holds. All in favor?
One quick question. They're having to go through the health department and use
Yes, sir.
having to use.
All right, moving on. Conceptual plan for Jones Mill, Ms. Bolte.
Yes, sir. This is a revision to a previously approved concept plan for Jones Mill. It's currently zoned R2, single-family residential, and is located off Fury's Ferry Road at the back of the existing Jones Mill subdivision. This was the previously approved concept. This is the existing section of Jones Mill, and they had extended the road across the creek and had just a loop road. They've since decided that the third road or stream crossing is a little expensive, a little challenging to make, and they're requesting a revision to that approved concept to cul-de-sac the two halves of the loop, as it were. The lot sizes and layout stay the same. That is the only real proposed change is to cul-de-sac the road instead of having that third crossing. And staff is recommending approval.
Questions for staff? Move to a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the conceptual plans for Jones Mill.
I have a second. All in favor? Passes 4-0. All right, moving on to the public hearings. File RZ 191101, conditional use for massage. Should be
Yes, sir. This is a request for a conditional use for massage on a portion of 8.63 acres located at 4355 Washington Road, which is the Kroger Shopping Center. It shows the location of the site at the corner, the north side of Washington Road. The zoning of the site, which is C2 General Commercial, as are all the surrounding properties. And the aerial of the site. And the existing site. The plat of the property. And the applicant's requesting a conditional use to offer massage services on site. The owner of the property has requested that it only apply to the Suite C, which is 4351 Washington Road, Suite C, which is part of that property. The applicant has a state-issued massage license and currently resides in Duluth per that state license. She has indicated her plans to move to this area and therefore at that time will meet the requirements for the massage operator's license. And she has indicated there would be a maximum of 4 therapists at this site, all of whom will at that time hold state licenses and will meet the massage operator's license requirements. And the parcels within the Evans Town Center Activity Center on the future land use map, which is intended to be used for mixed-use centers with shops, restaurants, high-density offices, and civic uses. And the proposed massage business fits within that commercial center and does meet the intent of the future land use map. Therefore, staff's recommending approval with condition, and that condition's just for that suite for 4351 Suite C, Washington Road. And that includes staff recommendation.
questions? None for staff? Okay, this is a public hearing. Is the applicant here? Like to come forward and please tell us your name and your address, please.
My name is Tsai. My address 2513 Regent Walk Drive, Duluth, Georgia 3. But I will remove here soon.
Like to tell us anything more about the application?
She's my cousins, and she's gonna live with me. It's in Mountainous. Right? She's gonna move here, and she planned to. She already has 7 years. She have 2 shops in Atlanta. 2 shops. If you like look at the picture, that's the address. That's she's gonna build same thing like this one. 地址呢？
Ma'am, I didn't catch your name.
Oh, my name is Wang Lin.
Wang Lin?
Yeah. I'm saying no good English, but just a little bit translated. I own the restaurant in here, Kroger, next to Kroger, China restaurant. But, you know, because for me, why I like is here, because, you know, when I work restaurant very hard, right, I see always help me release this shoulder hurt, you know, and she's gonna try to do the full massage and body massage and chair massage. You know, every time I get, she always help me, you know, to do that. And I think this one, because, you know, right now it's in China, it's a very popular, but, you know, like relaxing for the massage, for like a healthy, you know, for reduce like depression, reduce pain, especially like pain, you know, and because our body have the radiant channel and food, and yeah, we have effect to the whole body. That's why we need the full massage. But I think Columbia County is a lot of senior citizens, and you know, I think, and the second open one is affordable, you know, like a healthy massage. The people here, you know, a lot of people right now is need like professional massage, right? So they're like
So I have a couple of questions.
Okay.
First of all, she is moving to area here
Yeah.
with you. You live here now. You
I
own a
have-
home here in Evans?
yeah, Columbia County.
Okay, in Columbia County.
And then
And so part of the code of obtaining a license has to be shown with residency within 50 miles.
oh yeah,
But that has to be shown with proof of a lease or purchase of a home. If she's living with you, how would she prove it?
oh, she's gonna live with me. I have gonna share.
Gonna make her sign a lease?
Yeah. Lease agreement. Is this one okay?
I haven't. That would be something that have to be forwarded to someone with the planning and zoning. Darling?
Yeah, all that would have to be approved by the department before.
Yes, sir. It would actually go through Erin with the massage operator's license. She would need a copy of it.
So the other thing is that so moving here to be local within 50 miles, is that not the same requirement in Atlanta area where she has two other locations?
Oh, she moved here. She gonna stay here.
So she's closing down the two locations
No.
in Atlanta?
She the other 另外2个还有人。Is the manager there?
You have a manager there. But as the owner, aren't you supposed, do they not have the same ordinance that you
No,
have to live?
they do not. Again, our ordinance is totally different from everybody else's. This is not a state law that requires them to be within a certain
Okay.
distance.
Well, that answers the question. That's the question I wanted to. All right. Any other questions?
Any more questions?
Oh, my thunder.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, this is a public hearing. Does anyone else have anything to say for or against the applicant?
Yes, Chris Farrow, address 539 Waterford Drive. I'm the leasing agent for Evans Crossing Shopping Center. I just wanted to say that the landlord is a corporate landlord, and we do extensive credit background checks. We do landlord references. Financially, they checked out great. They're taking the space as is and doing a complete build-out on their own with no landlord help, and they also signed a long-term lease with us. So we're expecting them to be vested in this for a long time.
Thank you.
Yep.
Question? All right. Anyone else for or against this application? All right, we'll close the public hearing and move to a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve with condition, file RZ 191, conditional use for massage at 435 Washington Road.
Can I ask you to amend your motion? Limit space 1,703 square feet?
Current space they've got. 70.
2703.
I'd like to amend that motion to approve with condition RZ 19-11-01, conditional use for massage at 435 Washington Road, Suite C, and limit that to 2,703 square feet.
Second.
Second.
All in favor? Passes 4-0. Okay, let's go to the next.
This is a request for a plan revision at 2520 and 2522 Ray Owens Road, currently zoned S1 special for a church. The revision is to revise the concept plan. This is the location of the property on the west side of Ray Owens Road. And again, currently zoned S1. Again, this is Coyote Baptist. We're aware of it. So to the north of it, you do have some R1, and then to the south, we'll actually be discussing these properties here in a moment. They're kind of a companion rezoning to this property. Again, across the road, across Ray Owens Road to the east, you have more R1, and then to the west, you have some RA and some other R1 as well. Again, aerial view of the site, you can see the church on the property, and then some other buildings here as well. Existing site against the Coyote Baptist Church. Other side of the church itself. Plat of the property. Overall concept. So with the revision itself, we're going to be talking about right now everything from here this way. This stuff on the other side is going to be talked about here in a moment. So with the, again, it's currently zoned S1, rezoned back in the 90s with a master design plan in 2012. They're looking to add the parking lot here and here, and then also a family life center at the back of the property. The family life center is about 28,000 square feet in size, intended to be a metal frame with a brick veneer, very similar to the church itself. And they're also, one of the things that they've also done as well is kind of formalize the buffer around Coyote Baptist. It was never really done with the previous S1. That would be a 20-foot buffer around the perimeter of the site. Overall, there's not really any concerns with the property. They do intend to combine the two parcels you currently see now with the rest of the parcels if it is rezoned. In terms of future land uses within the rural character area, they're supposed to have more, large lot development. But again, this is a community use, it's a church. So again, these types of uses are permitted within this area. To do all of this, staff has recommended approval of the major S1 revisions to revise the concept plan. Do staff recommendation on this portion?
Go ahead and block the two in.
We could. You can kind of take it however you want. It's set up to do whichever way you
Put them
like.
both together before the public meeting.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, so next part is the rezoning. This is at 2500 Ray Owens Road and off Ray Owens Road. Again, currently zoned R1, includes a cemetery and some undeveloped portion of the property. Request is a rezone is to S1 for church-related activities. It shows the location of the properties we're dealing with here. Again, right below the properties we just looked at. And currently zoned R1. This is the cemetery property here. The rest is undeveloped. Again, aerial view of the site. Existing site of the cemetery. And also the wooded area beyond it to the south. It shows the current plat. You currently have these two parcels are existing on the previous map that I showed you. They've acquired this piece here. Has actually already been added together as a file plat, but hasn't been updated in GIS. So all these will be combined again with these other two properties. What you see here with the overall concept, you do have some fields here, a detention pond for the development of Coyote Baptist. In terms of the activity fields, they're not intended to be lighted or anything like that. They propose to have a 20-foot buffer around the site, and also landscaping will be built here when they develop the activity fields. According to the applicant, that's going to be for several years. We're not going to really see any activity beyond the detention pond that will be built when they do the parking lot itself. Again, similar to before, future land use is rural. These types of uses, again, are fine within this character area. Staff recommends approval of this request as well. That includes staff recommendation.
Okay. Questions for staff? All right, this is a public meeting. Is the applicant here? Would you like to come forward and tell us anything else? Please give us your name and your address, please.
Yes, sir. My name's Andy Pollard. I happen to be chairman of the trustees of Cuyahoga Baptist Church. Been working on this plan 6 months now. Basically, the basic part of it is just increase the size of the parking lots. But while we were doing that, we wanted to include a couple of other things. We're hoping to maybe add some buildings in. While we also just said, try to get it all worked out at the same time. I had one small disagreement with what Will said, and that was the trees and on the activity field part there.
You can draw
That will
on
happen.
your screen.
That will happen quickly, as opposed to several years. Just a matter of just a time period. We plan on removing the trees at the same time that we do the retention pond, and the parking lots all in one swoop.
We say that, talking about the trees along the road,
Trees
along the
road.
highway.
On the site is heavily, the trees are, it's hard to tell from that picture, those are the hardwoods, but behind those trees are pine trees, and they're 80, 90 years old. That position start to fall, and because we're covering up all the green space that we have with parking lots, need more green space just to have, when you have a vacation Bible school in the summertime, you just need a place for kids to run around. So we want to open up a grassy field on this left side just to have a place for people to run around. We had an event just the other day, a Halloween community event just the other day where we have things that you blow up and people play and bounce on, and we like to have room for those kinds of events. Pretty much level spot with grassy field for those kinds of events that we have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, this is a public hearing. Is there anyone else that would like to speak for or against the item? Not, we'll close public meeting and go to a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve RZ 1911-1 and -3.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Carries 4-0. All right, Mystery, we'll go to the next item.
Yes, sir. This is a rezoning, and the location is 461 Vulture Drive, 4319 and 4303 Wheeler Road. The total acreage is 7.48 acres. The current zoning is an S1 special for a church, and we have a request which is basically part 1 and part 2 on this property. 0.94 acres is being rezoned from S1 to R1 residential, and then the remainder is a major S1 revision. Here's the location on the north side of Wheeler Road. This is the S1 zoning. There is another church that's S1 next to it, and R2 around it, of a mixture of uses on the other side of Wheeler Road. Here's a close-up of the aerial, and the corner here is where the S1 to R1 will be. Here's the plat of the property. Basically, the church has been using the full property for some of their accessory uses as well. They don't need the 0.94 acres anymore, so they had requests from members that might want to buy it as a house, because it was originally built as a house. And the church has divided up this tract here. It's going through the recording process right now, and the proposed zoning is the R1 residential. This is the concept plan that was originally approved in 2003. As a street view of the church and the residential structure at the back. This is the buffer zone, and that will be a separate variance request later. The future land use map shows this is the neighborhoods area, and part of the churches is civic uses as part of the allowed uses in there, and the residential going back to what's surrounding. The request, staff recommendation is to approve the request for the rezoning from S1 to R1, and also to approve the request for the major revision to the current S1 special zoning.
That combines the part one and part two.
That's right.
Questions? There's a public hearing. Is the applicant here? Like to come forward and any other information? Tell us your name and your address.
Dan Nielsen, 4108 Longleaf Drive out in Appling.
Jim Finley, 4129 Melrose Drive.
The chairman of our administrative committee for Westminster Presbyterian Church, and I think your staff's told you everything you need to know already. I don't have anything to add.
Questions?
Curious, that's a house basically back there already built?
Yes.
Like y'all had used it previously, I don't know, for groups or?
We acquired it years ago, well, in 2003, when we expanded the church and needed more parking space. Gave us that property, and there was a house and property that we could build on for the parking lot. We used the house for a period of time, and now it's been out of use for, really don't need it, and the neighbors have expressed some interest in taking it, so off and see if that worked out.
The house is still
Yeah, it's
been maintained, and they're not gonna,
Yeah, we've used it and kept it
okay.
going. You know, it's an older home, but smaller, older home, but it'd be nice for someone. Nice little spot.
I was curious if it had been like the parsonage.
No, they were
think
members
so.
of the church, though.
Yeah.
All right. This is a public hearing. Is there anyone else that wants to speak for or against this item? Not, we'll close it and go to a motion.
Chairman, I make a motion to approve RZ 19-11-02, Part 1 and Part 2.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor? Passes 4-0. All right, file VA 191101, Ms. Mystery.
Thank you. This is the variance to the previous rezoning request. Location is 461 Fulcher Drive on .094 acres. So this is the tract that's split off for the residential section, the current zoning map, and the .94 acres that's being split off. So with the buffer code, a 30-foot buffer is required between the R1 and S1. On the S1 side, you've got the existing parking lot right there, and then the buffer requirement from R1 to R2 surrounding properties 25 foot. There is a lot of landscaping, mature trees on the property right now, which gives a good buffer from the R1 to the R2. The buffer to the parking lot is a little bit thinner, but there are some mature trees along there. This is a photograph of the buffer zone. The applicant has met the staff and our landscape architect on site, and we've talked about installing a fence, maybe a country style with some supplemental landscaping and shrubs along the parking lot side, and the applicant has agreed to that, and so we do have a condition on that variance. And the condition states that the applicant is required to submit a fence and landscaping proposal to planning staff for review and approval, and to complete the installation within 6 months, the date of the variance approval by the Board of Commissioners.
Question for staff? This is a public hearing. Mr. Nelson, do you have anything else to add?
I think there was two options on the buffer. You mentioned the first option. We'll probably pursue the second option, which is a split rail fence, as I understand it, and then a landscaping bed in front of the home that will complete the buffer.
Yeah, they still have to submit it to the staff for approval.
Thank you. Does anyone else speak for or against? Not, move to a motion.
Mr. Chairman, to approve VA 19-1-01 with conditions.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Passes 4-0. That closes the public hearings. We don't have no legal matters. Staff or commissioner comments? Any public comments? What's left of the public? We have nothing else. We have a motion to close the meeting. Moved.
Second.
All in favor? Ends 6:34.
All right, who won? No hummus.